So, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, dependent on what time of day it is for you. We'll make a start. Get yourselves nice and comfy. And then we'll look down to those toes and tune into our feet against the floor. We're going to start off just by wiggle waggling those toes up and down. So you can imagine you're playing the piano with your toes. Can you feel the pads of those toes? So the big toes, the second toes, third toes, and then maybe the fourth and fifth together. So important for our balance to be able to feel those toes. So we'll move from the toes now to the outside of the foot, roll through to the inside of the foot. So imagine those feet as rolling pins, the carpet or floor as the pastry. And we're rolling that floor nice and flat. So just pay attention to the balls of the feet, the heels, and then back again to the toes. So you can really feel those feet against the floor. Right, so we've got our feet underneath our knees and we're going to bring our attention up to our sitting bones. So feel the weight of the right sitting bone, the left sitting bone against the chair, and then we're going to rock over to the left, rock over to the right. So gently rocking from one side to the other. Now, as you rock to the left, push your left foot into the floor. As you rock to the right, push your right foot into the floor. And when you push that foot into the floor, can you feel the whole of the foot, the toes, the balls of the feet, the heels? So use those feet to help you rock from side to side. Okay, then we'll park back into the midline so we can feel our toes, the balls of the feet, the heels, and now our sitting bones. And then bring your attention to the weight of those hands against the thighs. So you can feel the heels of the hands against the thighs. If you can, get those shoulders in line with the ear like so. And then we're going to focus on our breathing. So first thing we're going to do is our belly breathing. So imagine underneath that tummy button, you've got a balloon. As you breathe in, that balloon expands. As you breathe out, the balloon deflates. And if you watch me closely, as I breathe in, my low back lengthens, so I grow taller. As I breathe out, the tummy softens, the low back softens. Good work. So now we're going to take that breath up into the chest area. So now the chest bone floats towards the ceiling on the in-breath. Breathing out, the chest bone softens, moves back to the floor. So we're going tall to small. Now, as you come up tall, keep your hands heavy, shoulders relaxed. So there's always that temptation to bring those shoulders up to the ears. Just keep those shoulders relaxed as the chest bone comes up and then back down again. Okay, so now we're going to breathe in. We're going to look to those eyebrows Tall through the spine. Breathe out, roll chin down to the chest. So you can give me a smile as you come up, getting taller as you breathe in, big beaming smile. And then roll that chin back to chest. Okay, ready to pass that smile on to your next door neighbor. So we're back to the midline, we're nice and tall, and we're just going to turn to one side. Big smile for your next door neighbor, and then turn to the other side. So here you go, big smile coming your way. And then off to the other side. So those muscles we're working are right at the top of the neck, just underneath the skull there, turning big smile one way, big smile the other. Good. Okay, so let's come back to the midline and we're going to work these muscles down the side of the neck now. So it's important, if you can, to get that ear and shoulder in line. Okay, so we're just gently going to lower the ear to shoulder. So you can see that we're lengthening down through here. We breathe in, we come back to the middle. We breathe out, drop the ear to the other shoulder. So we're not forcing that ear down, we're just gently lowering it down, like a hovercraft landing. And keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. And just so that you know those shoulders are relaxed, those hands will be heavy against your thighs. So it really is a very gentle movement. You might imagine you've just had a bath or been in the sea, and you're just gently getting that water out of your ears. That's it. Okay. So we're now going to do that movement to engage these muscles down the sides of the ribs. So now the ear and the shoulder drop to the side. So I'm going right ear, right shoulder off to the side. Then I come back to the middle as I breathe in, breathe out, left ear, left shoulder to the side. So in order to do this more effectively, we need to support with our feet. So as I drop my left ear, left shoulder to the left side, I push my left foot into the floor to support myself, so I don't fall off the chair. So right ear, right shoulder, right foot pushes down into the floor. Then we come back up again. So just really gently from one side to the other. Notice where you're sort of moving well and where you feel maybe a little bit stiff. And we'll come back to the middle, feel our feet against the floor, bottoms against the chair. And now instead of bringing our ear to shoulder, shoulders to ears. So we're going to wear those shoulders as earrings. So we breathe in, those shoulders come up. Kiss those earlobes. Oh, breathing out, shoulders drop back down. So again, we're looking to keep the ear and shoulder in line, kissing those earlobes. And then, relaxing back down. So when you breathe out. Just feel those shoulders sinking down towards the floor, the ribs relaxing. We're going to join the shoulders now into a circular movement. So the shoulders come up, then forwards, then down, then round, and then back up again. So we've got that circular movement of those shoulders. So you'll probably see my spine joining in as well. You might hear a few creaky movements. So now we're going to go the opposite direction, show the shoulders come forwards, then up, then back, almost like we're sort of putting on a jacket or a cardigan. Forwards with those shoulders, up, then back, then down. 2 to go. Last one. Okay, have a little bit of a rest. So you should feel some relaxed neck muscles, shoulder muscles. We're going to move now down to the elbows. So those arms are out straight. We breathe in, we bend the elbows, touch the shoulders, breathe out, we straighten those elbows. So bending, then straightening. But we're also joining in with the spine as well. So touch the shoulders, grow tall, straighten the elbows, small. So we're tall to small. We can join in with the wrists as well. So as we come up, we bend the wrists forwards and then backwards. That's it. Good work. Join in with the shoulders. So elbows come up towards the midline or the horizontal, then back down. Up we come. So this is working the muscles at the front of the shoulder. Okay, and then we can take a rest. Just let those hands relax down onto the thighs. And we're going to move to the muscles at the back of the shoulder blade. So these muscles are sort of 2 finger width apart, and they're sat around about here. Okay, so we're going to get them active. If they're not active, then we tend to slump. When they're active, our posture is better. So we'll tuck our elbows into our side and we'll have the palms of the hands facing each other. So imagine you've got a balloon between the palms of your hands. We breathe in, that balloon expands. Breathe out, the balloon deflates. So as you watch me now, you can see that the shoulder movement, the hand movement is connected to the spine. So hands move apart, we grow tall. Hands come together, we're small. Give me that big smile as you come up. Thank you. And then we're going to join in with the wrists as well now. So we're going to bring the palms of the hands so they face forwards, and then fingertips to tummy button. So we're lengthening the tendons at the front of the wrist, then lengthening the tendons at the back of the wrist. But we're still joining in with our spine, just gently lengthening, then relaxing. Okay, so just pop those hands down onto the thighs, have a little rest for a moment. When we were working the wrists, we were doing the tendons at the front and then the tendons at the back. Now we're going to do the tendons at the sides of the wrist. Okay, so elbow still tucked into the side, but this time the palms are facing upwards. Imagine you've got a tray of drinks. So you're offering a drink to your next door neighbor, and then you're having a feast at the tummy button. And don't forget that smile as well. Thumbs lead out, the little fingers lead in. Yeah, thank you for that smile. Okay, we're going to leave those hands out there now when the hands come out, and we're going to add the propellers to the forearms to the wrist there. So take your time, but just get that whole hand doing the royal wave. And then we'll go the other way. You might notice I'm joining in with my fingers there as well. And then we can bring those hands together so that they're glued in the midline. Feel our feet against the floor and make sure that your heels are behind the line of the knee. Then we're going to bend forwards at the hips, reach the fingertips forwards, and come back with the hands towards the tummy. Bending at the hips, fingertips forward. And can you feel your feet against the floor? The toes, the balls of the feet, the heels. As you come forward, are your knees in line with your toes, or do they come in? Try having those knees in line with the toes. Okay, now bring your focus to the shoulders and the shoulder blades. So as we're coming forwards now with the shoulder blades, you should feel them moving around the ribs. And we're going to add to that movement a little circular movement, look, with the hands. So we're coming forwards, then up, then back, then down and round. So we got that gentle forward, circular movement with the hands. Okay, let's have a little bit of a rest, and we'll rest those hands in front of the heart. The shoulders are nice and relaxed, and then we're going to do some more work on the tendons at the front of the wrist here. So we're going to turn those fingertips down towards the toes, follow with the nose, then fingertips towards the skies, eyes to skies. So we're not using our neck so much, more the eyes looking up. And then we'll have those hands in front of the heart, but we're spreading the fingers now. We're gently pushing the fingertips back on one side, gently pushing the fingertips back on the other. Can you keep those shoulders relaxed? Challenge now for your coordination. Fingertips to the right, turn your nose to the left. Fingertips to the left, turn your nose to the right. And if you want to get a smile going with your next door neighbor, perfect. Last one. And we can give those wrists a little bit of a shake, and then place the palms of the hands down onto the thighs. So we're going to move to the inside of the elbow now, and some of the muscles in the wrist here. So the palms are facing the thighs. We bring the palms and turn them to face the ceiling, and then the palms return back to face the thighs. So palms come up, then palms go down. But you can see it's not just the elbows and wrists that we're working. As the palms come up, the chest bone comes up. Palms go down, chest bone goes down. Get those smiles working as well, if you like, as you come up. That big cheesy grin. And then we're going to pay attention to the finger and thumb dexterity. So to start with, we're going to look down into the hand and we're going to bring the index finger and thumb together and make a circle between the index finger and thumb. Okay, so we squeeze the tips of the finger and thumb together, then we stretch them apart. So squeezing, making that circle, looking down to check on the circle, and then apart. So index finger and thumb. And then we'll go the middle finger and thumb. Good. Ring finger and thumb. And then finally, the little finger and thumb. So this is much more challenging to make that circle, but see if you can still work with that circle. And then we can squeeze, make a fist, stretch those fingers wide. Squeezing, making a fist, stretch those fingers wide. Last one, squeeze, and then stretch. Perfect. Have a little bit of a rest. So let those hands relax down onto the thighs. And we're going to pay attention now to these muscles down the outside of the shin here. So toes come up towards the shin bone, and then those toes relax back down to the floor. So toes coming up, chest bone up, toes down, chest bone down. Remember, those shoulders need to be relaxed as the toes come up and as the chest bone comes up. So have heavy hands on those thighs. Nice. We're going to take those toes for a little bit of a walk now. So we're going to have one set of toes up and the other set of toes. So sliding the hand up and down those thighs. Can you see how those shoulder blades are moving? Lovely. So you get to have a thigh massage as well as getting those muscles in the shin working. And now we're going to move to the muscles at the back here, the calf muscles. So get the heels behind the line of the knee. Feel all 10 pads of the toes. Push down through the pads of the toes and up come the heels. And then back down again. Heels up, chest bone up, shoulders soft, heels down. So we're breathing in on that, heels up, breathing out as the heels come down. Okay, now we're going to get our heels up and down, walking those heels up and down on the spot. Shoulder blades joining in, that lovely thigh massage as well. Good work. And then we're going to rest with our feet flat on the floor, toes pointing forwards. Shoulders relaxed, and we're going to do our Charlie Chaplin knee exercise for these little muscles behind the knee. Charlie Chaplin to start with, the toes come out, and then the Charleston dance when the toes kiss in the middle. But surprise, surprise, it's not just the knees that we're working, we're joining in with the spine. So the toes come out, we're nice and tall. Toes come in, we're nice and small. Tall to small. Oh, I can see that my shoulders are tensing up. So try to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Lovely work. So that's relatively easy to the thing that we're going to come on to next. We're going to come on to these great big thigh muscles now, called the quadriceps, and we're going to do the can-can. So one leg is going to kick out, like so, comes back, then the other leg kicks out. That's it. So we're kicking that leg out, coming up tall. I expect you can hear some creaking in the knees. My knees are creaking a little bit. That's normal. Okay, we're going to do a couple more. Last one coming up. And then have a little bit of a rest. So those great big thigh muscles at the front, we've done those, the quadriceps. Now we're going to do the muscles at the back, the hamstrings. So the left foot is closer to the chair. The right foot comes out in front of you. And the heel of this left foot is behind the line of the knee. So if I show you sideways on, it's going to look something like that. Okay, so what we're going to do, we push the toes away, then we pull the toes back up. Small to tall. We can join in with the hands sliding down and back up the thigh. Last one. And then we've got the toes ready to do the windscreen wiper. So those toes come in towards the midline, scrunch up, and then back out to the side. So lovely for the foot and ankle, but also great for the hip. Then we can sweep the floor. So I'm going in an anti-clockwise direction, sweeping that floor nice and clean. And then we can change to the clockwise direction. And then bring that foot back, and we'll go to the other side. So left foot comes out, resting on the heel. This right foot behind the line of the knee. We slump down, push the toes away, pull the toes back up. We're nice and tall. It's a very gentle movement. We're not trying to touch our toes. We're just gently moving the spine within its comfort zone. And then we can get that windscreen wiper going. So the toes on this side now come towards the midline, scrunch up, then out to the side. Into midline, scrunching up, out to the side. Okay, then we can drop that sole of the foot against the floor and do some sweeping. I'm starting off with my clockwise movement with this foot, sweeping that floor. And then I'm going to reverse that, going anti-clockwise now. Last one. And then I'll bring that foot back. Heels are behind the line of the knee, and we're ready to move to the hips. So the first movement we're going to do at the hip is the rotation. So we drop that knee out to the side and then roll that knee back towards the midline. And if you watch how my foot is involved, I go from the instep to the outside of the foot. And you might be feeling what's happening at the hip joint. Last one on this side. And then we'll move to the other side. Dropping the knee out, feeling the outside of the foot, bringing the knee in, feeling the inside of the foot. So the ability to rotate that hip, very important. Last couple. And we'll come back to the midline, have a little bit of a rest before doing these muscles on the inside of the thigh. So we're going to take our right leg out to the side, but we're not going to have our foot out in front of our knee. We're going to bring our foot back so it's behind the line of the knee. And we're going to have our hands on our thighs like so. So we're going to do some massage now. So we slide our hands towards the knee or towards the shin bone, and then we slide the hands back again. Sliding forwards. So as you go forwards, that touch with your hands is very light. Then as you come back, you just squeeze gently in on those thigh muscles. So it's a very gentle squeeze. That way we're helping with the circulation. Last one. Then we'll come back with that foot, out with our other foot, hands go to those thighs. So now we're going to check, first of all, that our heel is behind the line of the knee, hands on the thighs, sliding the hands forward, or sliding those hands back. As you go forwards, you'll feel those muscles in your thigh tensing. And then you can relax a little bit as you come back. 2 to go. Good work, everyone. Lovely. Bring those feet back in line. So there we go. Those heels are behind the line of the knee. We're nice and tall now. So what we're going to do next is, or those muscles at the front of the hip here, deep down in front of the hip. So we're going to just start by lifting one knee up, then the other knee. Now, can you lift those knees up and down without the shoulders joining in? Can you keep those shoulders nice and relaxed? It's quite hard work, that actually. Sounds easy, but is quite challenging. We're going to forget about those shoulders now. We're going to go opposite hand, opposite knee. So we're just going to get into that rhythm of running. Opposite hand, opposite knee. And then we're going to speed up a little bit. That's it. So we're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish. Well done. Well done. Wipe those beads of perspiration off your brow. Great stuff. Okay.
So now we've done the hip joints, we're going to slow things down and move on to the spine. And we're going to combine the spinal movement with our breathing. So the hands to start with are going to be on the knees. We breathe in, we pull with our hands, we grow tall. We breathe out, we push away with our hands, and we're small. So we'll be doing this all at different speeds because our breathing will be different in each of us. So pull with the hands, we grow tall. Push with the hands, we're small. Just check that those heels are behind the line of the knee. Tall to small. And then we're going to add a turn. So one hand goes towards the hip, one to the knee, and then we come the other way. And of course, if we happen to look into our neighbour's eyes, we can give them a big old smile and maybe get that winking muscle going. Can you do your wink to your next door neighbour? Here we go. I'm going to come round to give you guys all a big wink. That's it. Okay, then we can just have a little rest. And the next bit we're going to do are these side muscles for the spine. So just take a moment to get your shoulders sort of in line with your ears. And then we're going to take one shoulder up to the ear, one shoulder goes down to the hip. So in opposite directions. And then we'll go same on the other side. One up, one down. One up, one down. Lovely jubbly. Now, some of you may have shoulders that are sore, in which case you can keep doing this movement. Some of you might be able to join in with the arms. So one comes up. Nice big yawn. One goes down. Like that early morning stretch, but if that shoulder's sore, then you just go within your comfort zones. Nice stretch. Last one. Here we go. Hands come together in the prayer position, and we're going to move now to the yoga postures. The first one is the tree. So we'll just take those fingertips, rise up to the skies. It doesn't have to be as high as this, just can be to the level of the nose, wherever you feel comfortable in those shoulders, then back to the heart. So in breath, tall. Out breath, we can go small. Tall to small. Then we'll plant those hands in front of our heart again, and we'll focus on the footwork. So we lift the sole of one foot to face the ankle, keep our shoulders soft, then back down. Then the other foot. Lovely. So can you keep those shoulders soft? Not too much wibble wobbling as well, because it's a balanced posture, the tree. Okay, now let's join in with the hands and the feet together. So fingertips raise, foot raises, back down. Other foot and fingertips. Lovely. Okay, one more on each side with the foot. Last one. And then back down. Excellent. Two more postures to go. Going to be working through the front of the body now to expand this area. So I need to get a chair out.
So those hands are on the arms of the chair. And what we're going to do, we're going to pull our chest bones forwards and then up at the very end. Oh, relax back down into the chair and then repeat. So chest bone forwards and then up. Oh, back down, relax. Off we go again. Two to go. Last one. Brilliant. So last exercise is for the back of the body. Let me move this chair back. Come back onto my stool. So do it sideways on. Make sure that the heel is behind the line of the knee. Then we bring one leg out in front of us. We have our hands together in the sort of breaststroke position. And then we're reaching our fingertips forwards and then coming back. Shoulder blades move around the ribs, back. As we come forwards, we're supporting with this foot, the foot that's closest to the chair. Two to go on this side. And then we'll bring that foot back, our other foot out, reach fingertips over the other foot, and then back. Feel the shoulder blades moving around the ribs, and then back. Support with the foot that's closest to you. Two to go. Last one. So, big smile for you guys. You've finished all the hard work. We've got our relaxation and meditation to come. So just take a moment or two to get yourselves comfy, maybe wiggle that bottom, feel the feet against the floor, have those hands against the thighs or against the arms of the chair, whatever is most comfortable for you. And then we can start just by closing your eyes and taking a few deeper breaths in and out. On the next out breath, bring your focus of attention to the weight of your feet against the floor. So the weight of the toes, the balls of the feet, the heels. And then draw that attention up to the sitting bones, resting or sitting on the seat of the chair. Feeling the weight of the left sitting bone, the weight of the right sitting bone. Next out breath, feeling the weight of the right hand resting against the thigh or the arm of the chair. And then the left hand against the thigh or the arm of the chair. And now we're going to draw our focus in to the rise and fall of the breath. So feeling the breath coming into the body, feeling the breath leave the body. And And now counting that breath from 1 to 10. As we breathe in, we count to ourselves 1. As we breathe out, 2, and so on, all the way to 10. We're going to pay attention now to the out breath and the softening of different muscle groups. So the next time you breathe out, just relax the scalp and the muscles of the face. Then on that next out breath, softening the jaw, the throat, the neck. And softening through the shoulders, the arms, through the hands to the tips of the fingers and thumbs. All the way down through the ribs, the heart and lungs. Next out breath, softening the tummy, the low back. The hips and the pelvis. And finally down through the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, the feet to the tips of the toes. Bringing your awareness then back into the room, feeling those feet on the floor, and we can start to wibble wobble those toes up and down. And then feel your bum muscles against the seat of the chair, and we can do the buttock salsa. So squeeze the right buttock, the left buttock, the right buttock, the left buttock. Give that low back a lovely scritchy scratch against the back of the chair. And then we're off with our front crawl. We'll get one shoulder rolling, then the other one. That's it. And then back crawl. Good. And then we can squeeze, make a fist, stretch those fingers wide, squeezing, stretching. Hands come in front of the heart, up above that head space. Hands back in front of the heart. Massive smile for yourselves today, 10 out of 10, and then a big smile for your next door neighbour. Well done, everyone. Have a good rest of the day, and bye for now.